Hi, in this lesson we're going to learn how to draw a border and the title block on our A3 page, which we put on our drawing board earlier. We'll measure down 15 millimeters. Notice all the measurements are in millimeters on this page. We'll measure in 5 millimeters from either side. We'll draw these 4 horizontal lines. Each space will be 5 millimeters. And also the distance to the bottom of the page, the border. This measurement from here to there will be 100, and so will this one. Before we go any further, I just want to introduce you to the 3060 set square. This is a piece of equipment that's used in drawing quite a lot, and it has the ability to help us draw lines. You can see this angle here has been drawn with this line with the edge of the set square. Well, that is a 60-degree angle from horizontal. Also, we turn this around, we can do a 30-degree angle. So this is why this is called a 3060 set square. And if we use it this way, we can draw a 90-degree angle. So that symbol signifies 90 degrees. We'll be using set squares a lot during drawing. This is the 3060 set square. One more quick note before we carry on to draw our border and title block is the way the lines join. Now, I've given this example here. These two lines drawn, they join without overlapping. This is good. These lines here too, this one, this one, this one. Actually, this one isn't so good. It does actually overlap. That one's not so good, but these are good. Also, you can see the same things here. That's what we want. We do not want this kind of thing, or any ones like this, or that. This one's wrong, that one's wrong. So this is a skill that develops as you get as you draw, and these are basic techniques of drawing with instruments. Okay, let's come back to our border and title block. Remember, we want to come 15 millimeters down from the top of the page, 5 from either side, 5 from the bottom, and then each of these other 3 horizontal lines are 5 with 100 millimeters to a vertical from either side. Okay, the first thing I do is measure from the side of the page in 5 millimeters and from the bottom of the page up 5 millimeters and leave a mark on the page. When I set my set square up, I managed to get it so that the edge of the page is right on 50 on this ruler. So I'm just going to measure 5 in, which will be 55 on that ruler. And now I'll use the ruler on my set square and measure 5 up from the bottom. I'll just put that at the edge of the page and measure 5 up. What I can do is now draw a vertical line, put the set square, remember every time I hold the T-square gently against the edge of the board, and I've got the set square, the light's in the wrong place, but I've got the set square sitting on my 5 millimeter mark. I'm going to run it up the side of the page. Haven't quite got to the top, and I've actually overrun the bottom. I'm going to come across now on that 5mm right across to this side. And I'm going to stop at 465, which happens to be 5mm from the edge of that page. At the top I'm going to measure 15 down and draw my line across the page. I can now finish my vertical line joining it up with the original one. On the right hand side of the page I'll now draw my vertical line as well. Make sure my set square's square, line it up, move my set square, move my T-square up the page, and join up in the top corner. Okay, we need to come across 100mm from the side of the border. So I'll make that measurement on my plan, just leaving a small mark there, and also back from this side here, 100mm. So I'll just do a little vertical mark there. Also we need to come up 5, another 5, 10 and 15. So I'll just make those marks on the edge of the page as well. 5, 10 and 15. And draw those lines. This T-square has got a little bit of a twist in it. When we're drawing lines, we should really drag the pencil across the page this way rather than pushing it. Rule of thumb, not always the case. I was pushing it up the page when I did the border. But to get consistent results, the technique with the pencil becomes important. Now I can just do these two vertical lines at 100. And a title block is basically complete. So there we have it. We'll conclude this lesson by reviewing what we have done. We have been introduced to the 30-60 degree set square, and we've seen some of the things that can be done with it. We can draw 60 degree angles, 30 degree angles and right angles. We've looked at some of the techniques of joining lines. Good techniques are where the lines meet nicely, they don't overrun or they don't underrun. And we've drawn up a title block with dimensions like this, 15mm from the top on a title block and border, 5mm from the side, and the title block on the bottom of the page. Every time we come to do a drawing, we set up our A3 page and we draw a border and a title block. It's the first thing to do.